we're rolling. Hello, 2S Master. This is my terrible idea for task 26. As you may know, they have both been punished many ways over the years. But when I saw that task, my first thought was Hank's most recent punishment. The Gush Juice. Little backstory, had to either go to or virtually go to 6 different stores to find somebody who had Gushers in stock. I don't know if there's some sort of TikTok trend with the teens or something, but I went to 3 different stores and then ordered from a couple other ones, and they all canceled my order and said they were out of stock. And then finally, Target had 6 packs of Gushers, which I got 1 box. So that's what we're gonna do, which makes sense because I have neither the financial resources to buy 400 Gushers nor the intestinal fortitude of Hank to drink the Gush juice from 400 Gushers, which is what he did. I will instead be drinking the Gush juice from 6 pouches of Gushers, each of which had 9, so that's 54. Did I do that right? Yeah? Yeah, 54 Gushers. Which if you say like 50 is ish, so it's like an eighth of what Hank did. Although, really, I rewatched his video to see what I was in for. And he sort of did it in 2 gulps. So really, it's like a quarter of what Hank did. Which, as I'm saying it, sounds like a terrible idea that I'm about to do. But it's too late because I've already juiced 51 of them. I don't want to have to edit this video, so I juiced the majority of them ahead of time. And figured I'd do a couple on camera so you could see what it looks like. Prepare yourselves. I wanted a clear container, so I have this weird scoopy thing that I think was from like fiber or protein powder or something. Hold on. Let's refocus on this beautiful Gush juice. Ooh, it's very viscous. Is that the right word? I think so. Focus on me. On me. Focus on me. Ignore the pile of books and also the pile of blankets behind me. So, the first mistake I may have made is, hopefully that won't knock my phone over, is I've just been biting the ends off the Gushers and then, of course, eating them because I'm not going to spit out the end of a Gusher. That seems disgusting. So I've been prepping my stomach with tiny bits of 54 Gushers. Prepping my stomach for the juice of 54 Gushers. But, here. So you can see what the juice... Oh... It's really not that much juice per Gusher, as Hank said. Here's the juice of a Gusher. I got 2 more to do. The other thing I'm not super looking forward to, besides the taste, is if anybody out here is a runner or an athlete or something and is familiar with either energy gels or energy blocks or goo, and how that can sort of be an interesting experience during and post race when you take those. Hoping I don't have to deal with that, and I'm not getting more specific than that. That was off camera. Whatever. That. Focus. 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 That is 6 pouches of Gush juice. I have, where'd I put it? I have water, just in case. Although Hank said it makes you salivate a lot. I'm going to kind of let it like drift over so that I can get it kind of in one go. I was a little worried about it. I know Hank's was all red, but he was also using all red Gushers. So I was a little worried because the ones I got were half all red and then half tropical. And so I was worried that like the Gush juice would match the Gusher and I'd end up with this weird like brown stuff. But luckily they all have, even like the blue and green and orange ones, all have red in them. So that's good. Let me just prep. Yeah, I'm just putting off doing this right now, aren't I? Oh, also relevant. I may not be wearing a pizza John, but instead, I think this video is going to be backwards. I'm wearing my Mike Falzone Hey Shh Don't shirt, which I feel like is even more appropriate than wearing a Nerdfighter shirt, because don't do this. What am I doing? Okay, you ready? Gush juice. Don't drip on my carpet. It's not as bad as I thought, based on Hank's reaction, which is why my face is like relief as opposed to disgust. I think mostly because I have less than him, so I definitely have that immediate like saliva thing, but probably not nearly as strong as he did. But I am going to finish this because that's how punishments work. It is way more sour than sweet. Like not even tart. Like I was expecting the tart like sour candy tart, but it's not even like citric acid sour. It's just like sour. Weird. Anyways, this was disgusting. I'm glad that I spent at least a couple hours of my time this week doing this, and if I don't win this task, this whole game is rigged. But I can't do the finger thing. Peace. That was a dumb ending. What am I doing? I'm an adult.